Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Source Verse at 2.510 and Whip with Diamonds. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Today is Friday. As always, if you enjoyed the topic and the video, please join the Senior Stoner family, subscribe, and send a like, and I reply to all those nice comments. Hello, everybody. Let's get started with today's topic. We've spoken about this before, but only in a passing comment. People learn things every minute of every day. Every day, every week, every year. We learn so much new stuff, whether we intended to or not. You know what? I think it's our nature, human beings. The learning never stops. But learning specifically requires acquiring knowledge or skill through reading, through practicing, through studying, or being taught, or from experience. It's important in our everyday lives because it's one of the ways we grow. Remember, learning to walk, learning to bathe ourselves. They're all examples of lessons we learn in life as we grow up. And at some point, we think we stop learning because we've become good at something. That's incorrect. Learning is continuous. It's achieved by deliberately deciding to gain more knowledge than we already have, to increase and improve our skill set in different fields, to improve our personal life or our professional development. Taking on lifelong learning implies that your quest for knowledge doesn't stop on graduation day, but rather continues through every day of your life until it's over. Let's explore some good reasons why learning something new is important, and why we should always be willing to learn and continue to learn and make it a voluntary, conscious decision, not a random life event. Let's discuss. Well, improving your skill and knowledge base is a reason to learn. Learning a new thing will add to your base of things that you can apply to everyday life for the betterment of your life. If you learn how to change a tire on a car, you'll never have to call the mechanic again. You learn better problem solving. That's one of the big reasons we have problems and challenges that we can overcome, is because we've learned different ways to impact them directly or indirectly. And at the end of the day, we're struggling with problems very often that we would have solved had we been informed or become knowledgeable about them earlier. And then the next time that problem comes around, you now know how to handle it. Well, maybe you can get a better job if you're working still. A lot of jobs have nothing to do with how many languages you speak, but it's about what you know. They say it's about who you know to get a job, but what you know to keep it. Well, your confidence will benefit from you knowing a lot. Just remember the kids in class that read ahead while the teacher was talking. And just remember all those kids that were confident and had their hand up constantly. Well, there was an underlying factor in their behavior. It was the confidence they had to know that they had the right or correct answer. How can they have that? Because they learned. We also have to remember where learning takes place. Learning is incredibly important for students, but the truth about schools is they're designed to train and prepare you for a job. They're not talking about morals. They're not talking about making you a better citizen. Most of the things we do or experience in our everyday lives are not taught in a school setting. The failure to teach students about life is one of the biggest downsides of a formal education system. Knowledge changes your perception. The more we know and read about things, the more the perception will change. Think about if only the myths and things you thought about in your brain were the only things you knew. You wouldn't benefit a lot from that. So the only way you get past all that and hearing the stereotypes and propaganda that are out there are experiencing or reading certain things so you understand accurately how to inform yourself. That is right. after learning more about something, people understand it, which changes the way they perceive it. And you know what? That is very different from an uninformed person's reaction. You then have the ability to make better decisions. How many decisions do you think we make in a given day in our lives, and later wish we had known more to make a better decision? Sometimes the knowing better would have actually come from learning something new every day. And whether it's indirect or direct that the effect happens from what you learn, it's constant. You're going to attain new skills from learning things during the day. You won't gain any new skills unless you're trying out something new. And how do we expect to do that unless we're learning something new? Doing the same thing over and over again will perfect the skill, yes. And in some instances, you could become extremely good at it, an expert. But to attain new skills, you're going to need to learn something new. And doing that, you can make new friends. Think about it. If you never learned how to ride a bike, would you have stood a chance to make friends with other bikers? Even learning a new language can help people make friends, given the fact that they can communicate in another tongue, which might have been a language barrier for them in a setting. You also will uncover talent you never knew you had. That's right, you never know how good you are until being good is the option that you're going after. It can be life-changing. It's win-win. You are not always who you thought you were. You will become a more open-minded person and a better thinker, because what you're doing is you're attaining knowledge from learning new things, and your brain's now going to become accustomed to letting in new information. So through being open-minded, it'll make you a better thinker. Thus, you'll be more relevant and you'll be able to accomplish more in life. It's a wonderful thing that it keeps going around like life. The circle that on top has the same two things every time, hope and opportunity. Learning is continuous. So what we need to remember, this is the conclusion, is that everyone has to learn something new. The why of why you should learn new things is that successful people learn new things all the time to expand their mind, to make themselves more powerful, to improve their own and their loved ones' life, to make themselves feel better about themselves and have more self-esteem. You'll become wiser, and learning will give you more success. Because once you're committed to a path of learning, and you check off the boxes as you go past, learn that, learn that, learn that, learn that, all that knowledge is going to be making you a wealthy person. Wealthy in knowledge, wealthy in information. Hope you enjoyed this discussion about why it's important to learn things every day, and really, what is the benefit? What do you get out of it? So I hope you guys and gals out there will learn something today, and think of Senior Stoner when you do. Here comes our Diamond Dab, Mr. Clean. We're going to do a little dancing with Sativa today, with Lady Sativa. And we're going to whip it good. Here we go. Going for 525 today. 525 is the magic number for Senior Stoner on the Source Versa, version 2.510 with the whip. Here we go. Watching for my vapor to start rising. It's at the perfect temperature. And as soon as I see here it starts to come, give it another few seconds. And cheers, everybody. Look at that. Look at that. That is incredibly. Look at that. You see? Can you see the vapor there? Here we go. Look at that. It rises up like a cotton ball, lifting inside the little chamber. If nothing else, It's cool. Actually, it's better than cool. The Source Whip, as I said before, extends the distance from you and the bowl, making the vapor a bit cooler and more manageable. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a great day, and pick yourselves up a whip. You'll like it. Have a great one.